Imagine waking up in a world where the people around you are no longer acting like themselves. A mysterious infection is spreading, turning ordinary people into violent and unpredictable creatures. In the middle of this chaos, one man finds himself responsible for protecting two children who have already lost almost everything. This is the story of Uncontained. The movie begins with a mysterious man named Dan, who is traveling through a cold and dangerous wilderness. Dan is clearly trying to stay away from people, but his journey takes an unexpected turn. When he discovers two young siblings, Jack and Brooke, the children are living alone in an isolated house. Their parents are gone, and Jack has been forced to become the protector of his younger sister. Because of the dangerous situation outside, the children have turned their home into a place of safety. When Dan approaches the house, Jack immediately becomes suspicious. He doesn't know who Dan is or whether he can be trusted. Jack has learned that trusting the wrong people would put both of them in danger. Dan eventually manages to convince the children that he isn't there to hurt them. As he spends more time with them, he discovers just how serious the situation outside really is. A strange infection is spreading through the area. People who become infected can suddenly turn extremely aggressive and dangerous. This means that survivors cannot easily tell who is safe and who is infected. For Jack and Brooke, staying inside their house is the best chance of survival. But their safety doesn't last. Dan realized that the children cannot survive forever without help. Instead of continuing his journey alone, he decided to stay and protect them. Slowly, Jack begins to trust Dan. The relationship between them becomes stronger as Dan helps the children find supplies, protect their home, and prepare for whatever might come next. However, another danger soon appears. A heavily armed group enters the area. They are led by a man named Brett, who is searching for his missing daughter. Brett is desperate to find her, and his group is willing to take serious risks to accomplish their mission. Dan realized that these people could be just as dangerous as the infected. Now he has to protect Jack and Brooks from two different threats. As the situation becomes more dangerous, the children are forced to leave the safety of their home. Dan knows that staying in one place is no longer enough. The infected are getting closer, and the armed group is also searching the area. Jack becomes increasingly worried about Brooke. She is the only family he has left, and he refused to abandon her. Dan began to understand Jack's situation. The boy has been forced to grow up too quickly, carrying responsibility that no child should have to carry. Dan starts seeing himself as more than just a stranger passing through. He becomes the protector the children need. As the danger increases, Dan and Jack began working together. Jack knows that the area and understand how the house has been protected, while Dan has the experience needed to face the danger outside. But survival comes with difficult choices. Dan also has a troubled past, and the events around the children forced him to confront the people he used to be. He has spent a long time trying to survive alone, but now he has something worth protecting. The conflict eventually reaches a dangerous point. The infected continue to threaten them, while red groups create another serious problem. Dan knows that if he runs away, Jack and Brooke may not survive, so he makes a decision. He stays. Instead of thinking only about his own survival, Dan chooses to risk himself for the children. The final part of the movie becomes a desperate fight to stay alive. Dan, Jack, and Brooke must work together as they face the dangers surrounding them. Through everything they experience, their relationship changes. Jack, who initially saw Dan as a stranger, eventually realized that Dan genuinely cares about him and Brooke. Dan, meanwhile, discovered that protecting the children has given him a new purpose. By the end, Dan is no longer the lonely man we met at the beginning. He has become part of a small family. The world around them is still dangerous, and there is no guarantee that things will return to normal. But Jack and Brooke are alive, and Dan has chosen to remain by their side. The movie ultimately shows that when everything around you falls apart, survival isn't only about having food, weapons, or shelter. Sometimes survival is about showing who refused to leave you behind. Dan begins the story alone, but he ends it with two children, two people he is willing to protect at any cost. and that is what makes Uncontained more than just a survival horror movie. It's also a story about trust, courage, family, finding a reason to keep going when the world seems to have completely fallen apart. If you enjoy movie recaps, don't forget to subscribe to Inspire Up TV, like the video, turn on the notification bell for more movie recaps. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time in the next movie recap. Thank you.